Well, I see it as being this way. You know, like when I first got knowledge of self, it was more on a political, social type of level. I became more aware of my position as a so-called African American in this society, in this world, and you know, it was like a culture shock to me because prior to that, you know, I was just led to believe that, you know, all blacks were just hustlers, killers, pimps or whatever, you know. I didn't understand the richness of our history and the richness of our contribution to civilization, not just American society, but civilization in it as a whole. You know, once I became more knowledgeable in those things, you know, I definitely infused that in my music. Initially, my approach was more direct because, you know, you talking about a kid, again, like I stipulated initially, you know, when I got knowledge of self in the beginning, you know, it was like a culture shock to me. I'm like, oh wow, you know, the government controls, you know, a certain population of people. The government controls the way of thinking, and you know, and then the more I advanced, the more my message changed. A lot of people may feel that my message was more direct and pure in the past, but what it really was naivety, because when I came out with Arrest the President, I had no knowledge that, you know, it's not the president who controls things. He's just a face. He's just a public figure, so to speak, and that without the president, the presidency will still exist. You know, and I learned that it's not about the president, but it's about the presidency, which is an institution of government, which is controlled by entities outside of the American government. You know, but this comes with knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And this comes with, you know, study and awareness. And the more I elevated in that level of awareness, the more I infused it in my music. But I speak a certain language now. So where I was saying Arrest the President before, now I don't make records called Arrest the President, because I realize that if you arrest the president, it's not stopping nothing. It's not gonna change anything. Plenty of presidents were put up to be impeached or so-called arrested and got around it because it was never about them. It was all about the presidency, and it was all about the institution of government.
I like the synth, nigga. Do it again.